Morning, y'all. It's day 4 of our Polyphasic sleep challenge. It's about 4:20 in the morning right now, here in Belo Horizonte, Brazil. So today, we're just going to talk about some of our experiences so far, some of our challenges, and maybe some tips and tricks that we have for anybody who is considering doing a challenge like this. So, one of the things that people are confused about is that we're not doing Ubermen. Well, it's just easier to tell people that we're sleeping every 4 hours, at 20 minutes each time, especially trying to explain this to people in Portuguese. And then they're like, wait, so you can't do things for longer than 4 hours at a time? Well, no. So what we do, we can basically stay up as long as we want. It's just we have to pay for it later. Or what we do is if we want to stay up for 12 hours, we anticipate this by sleeping and taking some extra naps beforehand, and then taking extra naps after that activity is done. So we're not limited to just 4-hour blocks. We can take on events of longer size and without too much difficulty.
So one of the most important things to be able to adapt to this kind of sleep cycle is to be able to get up right when your alarm goes off. And there's a few ways you can prepare for that. One is to sleep somewhere that's not very comfortable. So for instance, I just sleep on the floor with a couple yoga mats, and I don't use a pillow or anything. So it's not really that inviting of a bed. And so when that alarm goes off, I just get up. And so if you are just doing this by yourself, it might be good to have 2 alarms just in case. Sometimes you forget to set one, or I don't know, some weird thing happens with electricity and electronics or technology and it just doesn't work. So it's good to have a little fail-safe. Luckily we have another person.
Yeah, most people by this time have had problems with oversleeping, and we so far haven't had that trouble. There was a few close calls. There was one time when I turn the alarm off and just was like, I'll just snooze 5 more minutes. I'll get up in 5 minutes. And I closed my eyes, but luckily Trevor walked in the room a minute later and woke me up. And there was an incident when Trevor's alarm didn't go off, and I went and checked on him and woke him up and realized that he forgot to set his alarm. So shit happens, and most people who do this alone, they fail because they oversleep or it screws them up. So we're quite lucky that we're both doing this and that we can keep each other on track.
So when you wake up and you have it's usually late at night and you're pretty sleep deprived, you need to do something on your feet. And so you need to have some list of something to do. It could be cleaning, it could be organizing, it could be just anything to get you up. Sometimes yoga helps a lot. Just anything to get your body moving, because at certain levels you just can't, your mind just won't function. And if you sit down and try to do something like read or whatever, you'll just doze off and you'll fall asleep. And so luckily, again, we have another person to make sure we're on top of used to spacing your naps really far apart. You really, in the beginning phase, the adjusting phase, you want to have them close together so that you're able to just get into the productive part of the sleep, the REM sleep, as soon as possible. And the longer you spread them out, the more likely it is that you'll oversleep on one of them. So it's important to just do your best to get them within 3 hours, 4 hours of each other. And then once you kind of have a little rhythm down, then you can work on, taking a few naps in a row, like with two naps in 2 hours, 3 naps in 2 hours, and then having a larger chunk of free time to go do an activity, and then again maybe a couple more naps afterwards. But it's important to get them close together, as close as possible at first, just when you're transitioning.
And our naps are currently at 25 minutes in length. We started at doing 30 minutes, but we don't need that much time now. Sometimes we're waking up before the alarm with extra time left over, and before the end of this trial, our total nap time will be down to under 20 minutes, maybe even less.
So one of the benefits we've gotten from this that might carry over to real life, to non-polyphasic sleeping, is being able to fall asleep really quickly. I feel like I can fall asleep within 2, 3, 4 minutes tops every time I fall asleep, even if there's some kind of noise going on, and which is a big deal for me because I usually am a very light sleeper, and I've also, through the sleep deprivation, been able to teach myself how to sleep on my back, which is pretty cool since it's the best way for your body to sleep. It's really good for your spine. So even if this thing ends up not working out, hopefully those two things will carry over. So at least it was worth it in that sense.
Cool. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. Subscribe to the channel and stay posted. Sweet dreams.